Hello Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. Now that we've just raised the energy vibration and centered ourselves, let's dive into this reading. All right. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying this beautiful summer or winter, wherever you are in the world. Staying safe and connected to spirit. Okay. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries. Angels and spirit guides guide this reading. Show Aries what they need to know. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. We have the 10 of Pentacles. It's a beautiful way to start. The 6 of Wands. The 5 of Pentacles. The 4 of Cups. The Page of Cups, a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Queen of Wands, that's definitely you shining through. Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Page of Wands, again, you shining through. You're represented as the Wands in the minor arcana. You are represented as the Emperor in the major arcana. The 2 of Swords. The 6 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. And the 5 of Swords. Very interesting. Right, so as I was meditating upon the cards before and just sitting in meditation with your spirit guides, with spirit, with your angels before doing this reading, I was told this is your private self, okay? This is what your heart desires. This is your public self, okay? So that is how I'm going to be looking at the cards during this time. This is how spirit wants the cards to be represented, which I thought was totally cool. I really thought that was beautiful. So we're starting off with your private self. 10 of Pentacles. Prosperity, abundance, success, bounty. There's a beauty to you. There's a completion of a cycle also when it comes to money, which is something that is empowering for you, that is emboldening, and that is really showing you a greater light, a greater sense of truth, a greater desire forward. And as you see this and as you're embracing this, you're going to see that you're being handed deeper gifts, right? There is a sense of, yes, needing to step back, needing to connect with your own self, with your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, to look in at what you truly want, what you truly need, what you desire. And as you're looking at this, you are looking at yourself more honestly and more openly. Your angels, your spirit guides, divinity are handing you gifts, are handing you true, valuable purposes. And you're going to find yourself privately looking at things and be like, is this going to enhance my life? Is this going to decrease it? You know, how am I moving forward? It's not going to be a gift that you take all at once because you have been, it's like a little gun shy. It's a little, overwhelmed at times. It's like, I don't want to be burnt again. So as you're being handed this gift, yes, there is this sense of power and beauty moving forward with you, of it gracing you and guiding you. But you're not going to take this gift all at once. It's going to become something very personal, very, very personal between you and spirit. And it's going to be something that really pulls you forward during this whole entire time. It's like, I know that there's more out there for me. I know that there's something, gorgeous for me, moving me forward. I need to find what that is. So privately, you are going to really love those quiet moments. Meditation for you is going to be absolutely A++. It's going to help you see gifts, see ideas. And if meditating isn't your thing, if you like to be in action, then this is, going on the treadmill and running, or going out for a walk, or, I would say doing kickboxing or some sort of martial arts class. But, we have to be careful nowadays. So here it's like, look at what it is that you need. And your body will be telling you, spirit will be telling you what is desired. Because you have the Page of Swords right here. Now, you're being a student of your mind, most definitely. You're also having a very strong connection with an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. This person can be from your past because we have the Six of Cups. But there's also this beautiful sense of discovery. I find these cards to be so terribly peaceful. And so here, as you're moving forward, it's like, yes, move away from the hurt, the pain, the disappointment that has been a part of you for quite some time. And it's moving towards your grace, your beauty, your understanding. And now, with this air sign energy, you could have had an air sign energy, a very strong and powerful air sign energy who was a friend or somebody who just talked. I'm seeing incessant chatter for some of you. It was a friend that you had that just talked and talked and talked. It could be a cousin, it could be a sibling. I mean, this was just somebody that either talked all the time or you talked to all the time. This could even be an imaginary friend. That's what Spirit is giving me. It could be an imaginary friend where you sat there and you thought, oh, I've outgrown this. And Spirit's like, but that was me. That was me. Start talking to me again. Start embracing, truth again as you're moving forward, because we had such a close relationship. And you're cutting through the doubts and the fears. Personally, you're looking at things and you're really focused on your prosperity and on your success. You're really sitting there and saying, what is it that I want from my life? There is also a sense here of, yes, older wisdom coming forward. So it can be that you're drawn to sacred texts during this time, or ancient wisdom, okay? Mythologies, folklores, things like that. Religions, okay? It can also be that you've grown up with somebody and you're starting to see the way that they see things, okay? You're starting to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, that's what they were talking about. That's what they wanted me to know. But there's also this sense of powerful truth guiding you forward. This sense of obtaining wisdom from the world around you, from people around you. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. I see it now. I understand it so much more. And that's going to be a powerful force for you during this time. It's like, oh, okay. And you're actually moving out of a realm of money insecurities, okay, of feeling overwhelmed. There is this sense of victory internally first. It happens with your personal, your private self, okay? And then it really does expand into your heart's truth. It really does. It's like, I know that I am supposed to be, powerful and successful and mighty. It might not be the way the world sees it. The world says, okay, this is what success looks like. And they give us a little box, a little bubble. And if you don't want to be in that bubble, if you don't fit that box, it can be overwhelming. But what I'm seeing here is that outsidely, you have to be very mindful of not falling into patterns of thinking, wealth is something for me to look at, not for me to have. There's going to be something here where there's a snide comment, there is somebody that you're talking to, and it's going to be from somebody very young. It can be a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, an Aquarius, that you're like, no, this isn't right. But their words somehow seep in. It can be somebody who messes with your mind and with your heart, like makes you look at things one certain way. So just be very mindful of this as you walk forward, because here you're really letting go of so much and you're seeing this beautiful innocence come around you, this sense of, oh wow, of discovery, of play, of really looking at things deeply. It's kind of like you're looking at a flower. You're not just passing by a flower. You're really looking at this flower, taking in its beauty, seeing how it could be, a cup for fairies, or, a windmill, and just things like that. These fanciful ideas are coming back into your head. And it's not that they're silly. It's that you're connecting with your wonder again. You're connecting with your brilliance. You're connecting with your truth. So that's going to be very important for you. And there's a sense of looking at things with new eyes. Now at the heart here, there's the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is success. The Six of Wands is moving forward. So you have this powerful energy building within you. And it's like, I need to move forward. I need to go after this. I know what I want and what I love, and I will not be held back. And as you have this energy coming forward, you are going to find messages in the most unlikely places. You're also going to find that it's time not to undersell yourself, because you're going to sit there and think, oh, well, I'm just making something out of nothing. Oh, I'm being too this, I'm being too that. It's like, no, Aries. It's time to look at what you want. It's time to take in the knowledge. And that's what you're doing here also with the Page of Swords. Internally, it's like you're being led by your curiosity. You're being led by your desire to know, your razor sharp wit, your sense of understanding. And that's going to be so important to you during this time, but also just in your life. It's like, I'm always going to be learning new ways to move myself forward, to defend myself, to go after what it is that I desire, because you're the Emperor. You're Aries. You're the god of war, right? In Greek mythology, it's like you are an unstoppable force. Embrace it. Embrace it. Don't try to curtail yourself. This is not a time to sit there and say, oh, I should be something weaker. I should be something meeker. I should be something that isn't so kind of in your face at times. And it's like, no, be you, Aries. And I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. I'm saying it that there's this powerful force to you. And if you wanted to be somebody who just sat on the sidelines, okay, right now you couldn't do that even if you wanted to. Even if you're just sitting there and saying, no, I want to sit on the sidelines, I want to just take things in. It's like, no, now is the time for action. Now is the time for going after what it is that you want. Now is the time to look at things differently. Celebration from a water sign energy also comes in, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But it can also be that this person really has a very strong opinion of themselves, and they haven't really done anything to prove that yet, to prove that they've earned this opinion, to prove that they've earned this, sense of right? And so during this time, make sure that you keep yourself focused on your goals and not waylaid by somebody else's goals, because they're actually going to try and turn you to what they desire, because they're going to be like, oh, well, you can do this, Aries, and you're doing it really well for you. And so they're going to try and take what you have going on. And you're going to feel guilty if you don't. You're going to be like, wow, I'm not being a nice person. I'm not being as compassionate or as caring as I should be. And it's like, no, Aries. This is a sense of you are not being taken advantage of. You're not being somebody else's fool. You're not going to do all that work, spend all that time, spend all that effort for somebody who isn't even going to see you, who isn't even going to acknowledge it. You're just going to be like, thank you. I deserve this. I've worked really hard for this. This is so much better for me. And that's going to be something that you can't stand. So your heart is really telling you here, listen to me. Listen to me as I guide you forward. Listen to me as you are embracing your truth, and as you are looking at the world around you, and as you are moving from the small cup into the mighty ocean. It's like things are expanding. You can still stay in your cup. It doesn't mean that you have to leave, but you are going to be able to feel that energy, ride that wave, embrace that beauty, and that's going to be something that is astoundingly powerful for you. And then we have you, Page of Wands. You are represented by the Wands in the Major Arcana, by the Emperor by the Wands in the Minor Arcana, there we go, and the Emperor in the Major Arcana. You're being a student. This is a time where, using your head and your intuitive self, you're going to see crossroads start to come up. But you're also going to see that the choices that you think you have, like, oh, I have to do A or I have to do B. It has to be like this or it has to be like that. No, there aren't have tos during this time. It's like, no, I see the power of my understanding. I'm going deeper into what I want. I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm embracing new ideas. I'm not being held back. And as you are embracing these new ideas, as you are embracing the passion and the intuition of yourself, you're seeing you're walking away from something you once thought you would love. It's like, it's not right for you. It's not right for you, and you cannot be what somebody else wants you to be. You cannot do what somebody else wants you to do when it does not resonate with your soul and yourself. And so as you're moving forward, as you're looking at things, it's like, I need to see the world through new eyes with a greater understanding of what I need during this time in my life, not what everybody else needs from me. Now, this change can be a change that you have been going through for years. I mean, some up to 8 years, okay? A cycle of 8, where you're sitting there and you can name 8 traumatic events that you have been through. And now you're starting to see a pattern emerge. It's like, okay, what's going to happen now? How am I going to move forward? Everything is changing. Where do I stand? And it's like, you stand with yourself. You stand in the power of your beauty, of your grace, of your understanding, and of your truth. And truth is so important for you, Aries, especially during this time. Because you are a person here represented by the wands. You're represented by creation, okay? The wands are fire. What does fire do? What is fire? Fire warms us. Fire cooks our food, all right? And it also is the burning ball of gas in the sky. It's our sun. It makes our planet hospitable. And so here, as you're looking at things, you have this passionate power of creation, of, understanding, of truth around you. Do not be so consumed by it that it eats up everything else, because a raging fire is not what you want. You want a honed fire. You want a beautiful understanding. And you're seeing, okay, how do I do this? How do I move forward? This is going to be a time of tremendous learning for you, where it's like, oh, okay, I get it, or I don't get it, and why don't I get it? And looking deeper into things and saying, oh, well, there's a question to ask. And there's an answer that seems hard to find. And that leads you to really seeing things so terribly differently than before. It's like, no, I can't go back. Even if you wanted to, Aries, which a lot of you do not. You do not want to go back to the old situation, to the old hurts, the old pains, the old disappointments. And it's a hard thing, because here with your heart, you don't want to look at heartbreak and pains and upsets, but you are. Why? Because you're also the type of person who believes you face it head on. Because if you don't face it head on, it'll come back as a demon later. And so as you are moving towards what you absolutely desire, what you want, what you crave in life, you're seeing an ending. And it can feel like a painful ending. It can feel like an overwhelming ending. But it is an ending that once you step back from it, once you're not in the center of the trauma and the drama and everything like that, it is an ending that is exquisite for you. It's like, oh, finally I'm free. But what's interesting is that as people see you, you start off during this time with the Five of Pentacles. And I love the imagery of the Five of Pentacles here. It's like a flower opening up. And you have the mother and the child. It's like, I will always protect you. And that's what I'm seeing here with Spirit. I will always protect you. I will always be with you. Your spirits, your angel guides, divinity itself is like, I'm here with you. Trust me. But you've been burnt so many times in the past that even when somebody says, oh, trust me, you're like, oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll trust you once you actually do this. I'll believe you can once you actually do. And so know that during this time, as much as you have this success and this beauty and this passion and this power coming forward, you might at times feel astoundingly empty. It's like, why is it so hard? Why is this so hard? Where for everybody else, life is so easy. And here's the thing, that's a lie. Nobody finds life easy. It is something that we are sold so that we buy the latest products, so that we have the latest this, because we're made to feel bad about ourselves. Or else why would you be spending your money? Why would you be, chasing unobtainable dreams? And by that, I mean living like a celebrity, being able to jet set around the world, being able to, have thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of clothing that you never wear, things like that. It's like, why would you want to? And with the Eight of Pentacles, it's feeling like you're on the outside of wealth. But right here, this mother and this child, having each other, being there for each other, they have wealth. They definitely do. And so it's looking at things. And it's not being alone. And even if you're saying, okay, well, that's great. In the picture, she has somebody. That's awesome. I don't. You have your angels and your spirit guides. You have divinity. And to them, you're the child in her lap. You're the child in their lap that they are guiding, that they are helping move forward, that they are embracing. Embrace that for you. Because it lets you be able to celebrate. Instead of sitting, oh, okay, I can celebrate later. I just have one more thing to do, one more thing to get right, one more. It's like, no, take the time now. Because as you do, as you look at yourself and say, instead of the 18 million things that you want to do, 18 million things that you have to do, it's like, wow, I'm pretty darn good. The Queen of Wands, she does not think that she doesn't deserve to rule. She thinks, this is my throne. This is my birthright. This is my calling. I absolutely deserve it. And I will not be swayed from it. And that's you, Aries. You deserve where you stand, what you stand for, what you want within your life. And there's a power to you. There's a power to the Queen of Wands. There's a sense of, I know something you barely can even begin to understand. And that is also the energy that you give off, Aries. So when people sit there and they're a little standoffish, that's why, during this time especially, it's like, I already know. And some people, they don't want to know. They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to have that connection with spirit. They don't want to have that power moving them forward. And you're also saying, never again. For a lot of you, Aries, there have been times where you've been on the outside looking in, where it has just been a struggle after a struggle. And it's like, never again. I'm not going back. I'm only moving forward. And as you do so, you find your magic. You find that God's head that lives within you. You find that spark, that passion, that beauty that guides you. And it leads you to a choice. It's like, do you stay on the same old road, or do you change it up? Do you embrace something that is stunning? Absolutely stunning. And here it is a choice only you can make. And of course we're going to say, oh, I want the stunning. But the instant gratification of the here and the now is astoundingly tempting. So often we sit there and say, oh, I want this, I want that, but we're not willing to wait for it. So we'll settle with whatever comes by that's kind of close-ish. And so here with the Two of Swords, it's understanding that the world is opening to you. And the world has opened to you. You're going to see two very distinct ways to move forward. Both of them have their merits, yes. Both of them have their beauty to them, yes. Are both of them right for you? No. You're going to find a third option. A third way of saying either, this is what's important to me, this is what I want, this is what I'm focusing on, or saying, no. I don't want to be in a soul-sucking job. I don't want to be so overwhelmed that I don't even sleep at night. I'm constantly exhausted. I am constantly, agitated. I don't want to live like that. And the Two of Swords, by taking away the outside craziness and say, okay, the choice is yours. You get to actually listen to yourself for once. And that's changing the game for you. And with the Five of Swords, okay, you're winning where once you had failed. I mean, everybody fails. And you have in this line the repeat of the number 5. That's a freedom number. That's a number of independence. That's a number of, I'll figure this out. And I don't really want to be told what to do. And so with the Five of Swords, people sit there and they think, oh, the Five of Swords is bad. Bad sportsmanship. You should be a better player. You should be more in it for the team. Because he's letting those people go, but they don't have any swords. In medieval times, if you said anything like that to anyone, I don't care who they were, they laugh at you right in your face. You took care of yourself. You took care of yourself. You took care of your investments. What brought you money. and then you let the chips fall as they may. And so here with the Five of Swords, you stood up for yourself. You know your truth. You knew your truth, and you were not dissuaded. That is tremendous. And it's as you leave, you have something from your past holding you back. You can have, like, wow, we've worked together forever. I can't leave this person. They're my family, things like that. But you're going to see that there's this huge shift that is coming. And you're on the winning side of it. You are. And as you're embracing this and as you're having it come in, you have the repeat of the number 6. And it's cool because this line goes right into the second line, which, then you have these 2 6s coming together. That's nurturing. That's caring. Okay? 6 is the most caring, nurturing number that you can think of. You can also see it as the eternal mother coming forward. You have the repeat of the pages right here. You actually have pages 3 times. This is a tremendous time for learning, for understanding, for gathering up knowledge, for looking at things much more deeply, much more closely. And as you do this, you see yourself evolving. You see things becoming clearer. But know that you have to ask the right questions. Spirit is it's showing me like one of those things where you ask the question, or you say something and it's just not worded exactly right, and so you lose that wish, or something falls apart. And here it's like, no, I don't want you to fall apart. I don't want you to have doubts or to have fears. I want you to move forward in strength and determination. And that's actually what this person sees the potential in you for having. And the 5 of Swords is they needed you to see it too. They did. Now this could be a fellow fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or this can be a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, that wanted you to connect. And yes, the connection was hard and it was overwhelming, but it was absolutely necessary. So let's get some more, actually, let's do your chakra cards. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, okay. So that's the one that fell. Spiritual awakening. I love it. Now this is the crown chakra. You're moving within a spiritual awakening during this time. And I'm feeling just this sense of peace around you, this sense of calm, but there's also this sense of like, am I being too laid back about things? And so you're going to go in waves. You're going to go in waves of, do I need to be more intense? Do I need to go after things more strongly? Do I need to, be the fighter in this situation? Or do I need to step back? Do I need to let things happen organically? And with the spiritual awakening, things happening organically is going to be best for you, naturally for you. So as you're moving forward, your mind on point. You're taking everything in. You're looking at things clearly with great compassion, with great understanding. And as you're looking at it, okay, there's this sense of being a student of it, of sitting there and saying, how do I walk forward in this light, in this understanding, in this compassionate reason? Because there's something here when your heart and your intuition come together. There's something that ends, and it lets you be victorious. It lets you move forward in that beautiful understanding of self. Okay, so let's get some clarifying cards here. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, clarify for me, please. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness, okay. So that's a lot that fell right here, is it? It's 4. Very interesting. Nope, it's more. Oh, cool. So here, let me just put these to the side. Turn this over. Now work with these. See which ones to pick first. Just let their energies talk. Okay, these ones definitely first. So we have strength right here. You have that tremendous strength coming forward, that determination, that understanding. With the King of Crystals, this is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you have the Strength card, the Leo energy coming forward. All right, no, these ones. Yeah, upside down, okay. So you have the Seven of Crystals, the Seven of Pentacles, okay, waiting, looking, understanding, the Page of Crystals, the Page of Earth. Love that you have the King and the Page right there, and the Two of Crystals. So this is very focused on the material, on the here and now, on what needs to be done, on balance coming in. And then we have the Sun, which is gorgeous, and we have the Eight of Feathers. So there is that doubt here with the way the world perceives you, the way that you're moving forward in this knowledge, where it's like there is such beauty around you, but there's a sense of, am I worthy of it? Can I move forward this way? You need to get out of your own head. And we're seeing the beautiful power of the, inner you shining through with the Strength card and the King of Crystals. So strength here is courage and endurance. Crystals is courage and commitment. So you're committed to your strength of character, your courage that is needed, the passion that you desire. And you are going to see that your greatest strength is your wisdom, your intuition, your ability to look at your heart's truth, your gut, to follow your gut. And that leads you to a very prosperous place. There is a place here, you have the Ten of Pentacles, to begin with, and then you have the King of Pentacles coming forward. It's like there is gold in them hills. There is wealth to be had, and there is a gift that you have that, it's been part of you for quite some time. It can be forever. Like since you were 4, you knew you had this gift. And now you're cutting through the nonsense. You're connecting with it. You're connecting with the wonder. You're connecting with the brilliance. You're having the strength to move forward in this truth. And as you do so, your heart, which is really interesting that your heart needs to be grounded, is first and foremost what's coming up with the Seven of Crystals. As you're moving forward in prosperity, in success, in bounty, in this new way of looking at things, or this, connected way of being, you're going to see that opportunities come. And this says here, options and results. It's like, how are you going to choose? How are you going to move forward? Where is it that you want to be? The results are awaiting you. You're going to see that a lot of things, it can almost feel like a karmic debt comes in. It's not a bad karmic debt, but it's like, oh, okay, this is how you've been living your life. This is how, the world perceives you. This is how, more importantly, your loved ones perceive you and the people who really care about you. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what you want to be. And for some, you're going to be like, well, no, that's not what I thought I was creating. And for others of you, you're going to be like, that's absolutely excellent. So then you have the Page of Crystals, the Page of Pentacles. It's ideas and discipline. It's being able to bring these ideas to life, being able to move forward in the prosperity that you want, in the bounty that you're calling for within your soul. And as you're seeing this, you're learning, you're gaining an understanding, you're embracing. And then it has the Two of Crystals, balance and adaptability. You need to balance yourself first. You're trying to juggle everything. And it's kind of like, okay, once I have everything juggled, then I can pay attention to me. Spiritually, emotionally, personally, physically, then I can pay attention to me. And it's like, no, pay attention to you now. Yes, there's a lot on your plate. It's never going to lessen. It's only going to change. So pay attention to what you need, to what is being said, to your body, to yourself, okay? From spirit, from the way that you feel. And as this comes in, you're going to see yourself falling into balance. And you're also going to see yourself not thinking it's okay to neglect yourself. Sun. The happiest card in the whole entire deck. And it's over, your public self, the way people look at you, or the way you're looking at the world. And there's something here where it's like, you're not as happy as you should be. Right? There's this prosperity, there's this bounty. It's almost like you don't believe you can become the queen. You don't believe you can move forward the way that you need to. And as the sun comes in, and with the sun is here vitality and joy, but then you have the Eight of Feathers, doubts and fears. This is courage and solutions. So you're looking at things and you're seeing that you're much more courageous than you think you are. Right? You might sit there and be like me, like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of everything. Oh my gosh, it makes me nervous, it makes me overwhelmed. But you still got to do it. You still have to jump. Because even if you fall, and even if you fail, and even if, it's not what you had thought, at least you did it. So many people do not have that bravery in them. And that's what you're embracing here. It's kind of like, okay, I have doubts and I have fears and I feel overwhelmed, and you're looking at things, you're taking things very seriously, a little bit too seriously. You have to have a little bit of fun, a bit of laughter, a bit of excitement. And then you'll see that sun's light radiating on you, and you'll feel it. Because the thing is that other people see it. Other people see it around you, and they're like, I want that. I want what you have. And so they're going to try and take you by ice. They're going to sit there and say, well, I can sabotage this, and, you don't really need that, and, oh, don't be so silly, to things that are really important to you. And you're like, excuse you, this is who I am. You like it? That's great. You don't like it? Move along. And that's what you're going to have to tell some people. You're also going to tell people, yes, I faced a karmic lesson. You have. You faced a karmic lesson. You faced something that divinity's like, you can't ignore it. Because if you ignore it again, it's going to come and hit you in the face even harder. It's going to be even more. And so here, with the Five of Swords, it's like, okay, I see you. I see what needs to be done. For me, for my prosperity, I need to stand my ground. I need to know my truth. I need to know that some people just jerks. And let them go. And that's a big thing. To not let their words rumble around in your head, to sit there and say, that's you, and that's on you, and it will not be on me. And that's one of the ways you set yourself free, because you're going to be kind of obsessing. It's kind of like, well, why? Why did they say this, and why did they say that, and why is it like this, or why is it like that? And it's like, no, it's not on you, it's on them. They're the ones with the problems. Okay? Let's go just a little bit deeper here. 3 cards to end with? Yeah, 3 cards to end with. Okay. Give me more clarity and understanding. Ending message for Aries. Ending message for Aries. Give me more clarity and understanding. Ending message for Aries. All right. The Moon, the Chariot, and the Six of Air. All right. Well, isn't that beautiful? Your ending message. The Moon. You're afraid. There are fears, there are doubts. There's this beauty coming in, and it's kind of like, am I going to mess it up? Is it going to fall apart? Am I going to be able to go after what I want? Also, this is a Pisces energy, a time frame of February 19th to March 20th. You're looking at the moon. You're looking at the reflection of the sun. And you're saying, do I deserve this? Some of you aren't questioning whether you deserve it. It's like, well, what do I do with it? How do I move forward with it? How do the patterns that I had been in not repeat themselves time and time again? And this is you looking deeply into yourself and saying, but this is my heart, my soul, and my truth. And as your heart, your soul, and your truth come forward, the Chariot takes over. The charioteer is the one who guides the horses. This is night and day. These are the opposites that live within you. This is what drives you. The need for change, the need for getting things done, the need to move forward. Also, don't mess. Do not. I was going to tell people not to mess with things that you love. But that's also for you, Aries. You are not going to be able to abide people who are emotionally manipulative, okay, who kind of go out with their own agenda and try to make things all fit to it. It's like, no, I need to move forward in my grace, in my understanding. And I need to be able to trust those around me. And to love what I'm doing, where I want to be, how I want to move forward. And that's a huge part for you. And the charioteer is saying, yeah, you get there. Yeah, you get to what it is that you want. And I love how it goes from 7 to 6, the countdown. And the 6 of Swords is you're taking your knowledge, your understanding, and you're moving forward. Some of you could actually be looking at moving. It's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. This is nonsense. Being treated like, garbage. It could be at work or, with friends and stuff like that. It's like, no. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's okay. Now it's time to move on. I see a fierceness. Okay? The energy around here is very fierce. With this card, with the 6 of Swords. It's very fierce. It's very, stand up for what you want. And if I get what I want somewhere else, that's where I'll be. Okay. Let's see what your spirit animal message is. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Message for Aries, message for Aries. All right. You have the butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. The transformation you are going through, the way that you are moving yourself forward, what you are striving for is absolutely beautiful. Just don't get in your own way. Because when a butterfly comes out of the chrysalis, it's a gorgeous experience. But if a butterfly can't come out of the chrysalis, can't transform, can't grow, can't be, it eats itself. And that's the thing here. It's like, do you transform? Do you become what it is that you are born to be? Or do you devour your own gifts? And now for your botanical cards. Aries. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Aries, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, bring your message. Bring clarity. All right. So we have here invigorate, which is juniper. Connection with foxglove. And tenacity with burdock. So you're going to be invigorated by what you see, but it is going to be overwhelming. So know that there's always going to be that little bit of fear in the back of your mind. It's like, feel the fear and do it anyway. Connection. You're connected with your heart. You're connected with what you emotionally need. You're connected. Let yourself transform. Don't sit there and mourn the person that you once were, because some of you are going to be very inclined to do that. Say, I know where I stand in my life, and I know that everybody changes. And just as every 7 years I shed a skin, now I'm shedding an old self, which might have been the best of friends, but it's not where I need to be anymore. And as you move forward with that knowledge, tenacity and determination to live that sun, to take, kind of the bull by the horns and embrace, your truth, your passion, and your power. That's what you're living for. Now, your subconscious message for this time, and we'll go through each one. We start off with the Seven of Swords. There's some knowledge that you are taking that you need, but there are other things that you need to leave behind. It's like enough is enough. You're also not going to be able to abide sneakiness, and you're not going to have any desire to want to. Your subconscious chakra message: power, personal power. And I knew that the solar plexus chakra, was going to be very powerful for you, because this is a time of really harnessing your truth, your understanding. And I'm so glad that that came through. Right? Then we have the Empress. And for you, the Emperor, to get the Empress, it's the feminine side of you coming out. Okay? It's being drawn to what you love. It's being drawn to who you love. So the Emperor and the Empress is like that couple that you see, that you aspire to be. And so to have this come forward, you can be meeting somebody who just absolutely rocks your world, just absolutely you love being around. Now, this could be romantically or personally, or professionally. It doesn't matter. There's a sense here of this beautiful connection. And then you also have this kindness, this compassion, this understanding, this moving forward towards your goals. Okay? Moving forward in a project, moving forward in life. It's like you have this creative, beautiful energy around you. It's time to embrace it. It's time to utilize it. It's time to birth it forth into the world. And here it says beauty and abundance. And seeing your life as something beautiful brings you abundance. It's not only seeing your life as beautiful when there is abundance, because that's easier. Then we have the King of Fire. That's you. Goodness. That is you. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are the King of Fire. You are passionate, you are creative, you are unstoppable. You can go nonstop. You're like, I know. Determined, dedicated. You're listening to your heart. You're listening to what you need. Don't stop. The Armadillo. Set healthy boundaries. You're going to need to have lines in the sand. There's not even lines in the sand. You're going to need to have boundaries. It's like, no, I won't do this. Yes, I will do this. No, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what needs to be done. And at first, you're very good with boundaries, Aries, but they can come across a bit tough. And for those, not everybody who is an Aries is good with boundaries. Sometimes you sit there and you'll tell somebody, oh, you're an Aries, and they'll laugh. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's the complete opposite of me. And so these healthy boundaries help you embrace your strength. Because sometimes you need to just plan things out in your head by yourself. You need to just be you and your ideas. That's how a good general, that's how a good emperor works. Sometimes you just need to take things in, look at all the knowledge that's given to you, and have quiet moments of understanding, of contemplation. And that's going to be really important. So set those healthy boundaries. And then finally, sustain. Chicory. Sustain what you want for life, what you want from life. Make it a sustainable dream. Don't set yourself up for failure, is what I'm saying, is what Spirit is showing me. It's like, don't sit there and say, well, all these good things are going to happen, let me just, set the bar super, super high. Because if you do that and you fail, you're going to be highly discouraged. But if you set the goal and you look at things and you say, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is reasonable, and you exceed, that expectation, my gosh, are you going to be thrilled? You are going to be thrilled. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. As always, I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all. Stay safe. Bye.